Hi, comic fans, and welcome to another suddenlycomics.com video. It's a Monday night. It's Halloween. Ah! It's Allan. It's horrific, I know, but
too scary for younger audiences.
Yeah.
Viewer discretion advised.
definitely certificate 18 tonight. So tonight, surprisingly enough, we're doing horror. Last year, Allan tortured me and made me do about 7 weeks of Halloween. So I deliberately went away to Spain during October, so I only had to do one Halloween show. So we've got a lot to pack in tonight. We've just done recorded Allan's show. Really good. Allan is showing pre-code horror, which is great because I haven't got any. So that means we're not showing the same comics. So Allan, what have you got for us first up?
Okay, so first up, I'm going to show, you were showing a lot of books on my channel. And I showed a bit from this series on my channel, but I'm going to show some more from the same series.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to show you some other ones from the same series that I showed on my channel.
Yeah.
And this is, it's a series called Ghost Comics. It's one that I highly recommend. They're all Maurice Whitman covers. This one is one of the coolest covers from the series in terms of the death.
And so we're looking through bars again.
What? No, it's looking through the bars, but it's a whole bunch of ways of dying.
Oh, lovely.
So there's a guy being hung on the side here. I'm not sure if you can see that. I'm trying to zoom in a bit.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy that's drowning at the bottom here. He's like in a scuba mask and he's drowning.
Okay.
And then we got, I don't know how this woman's dying, but she's dying. Okay. And then we got this mad scientist in the middle who's like operating on this girl.
Lovely.
So it's just like all like figures of death kind of cool thing. You know, it's just
perfect.
Just kind of
perfect for Halloween. Perfect
for Halloween. When Dead Rogues Ride, the Bride of Horror is some of the titles inside. So that's, I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
And another from the same series, and this is the one that most people, this is the Grail from the series in a way, but I'm like, it's not my favorite cover, but it's a cool cover, is Ghost number 6. And it's kind of like this Quasimodo guy.
Yeah.
He's standing over a woman in bondage. Woman in red dress. Again, always woman in red dress. Don't wear a red dress, girls, okay? Your bad things are going to happen to you. Okay, so girl in the red dress, bondage cover, and you got the hero way in the background with a pea shooter. Hopefully going to do something, but probably not.
Why is that a 1-0? It looks a lot better than a 1-0.
Yeah, I really don't know. I think it's the spine, because
it has to be more than that. It must have something.
Yeah, has a little bit of, like a little bit of spots on the back that not maybe a little bit rough, but nothing too major.
That's a bit
maybe
off.
What does it say? Cover detached. That's all it says.
Okay, cover detached. Yeah.
But usually that would be 2 or 2.5. Yeah. Actually, I would have said this was a 2.5. Tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I bought it because it looked really well for a 1.0. Yeah. It's very solid. Like there's nothing wrong with the front.
It's in a slab. Who cares if the cover's detached?
Yeah, but I think I probably could get this regraded and it'd probably grade out at a 2.
I think that's been degraded.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know why it's graded so low. It just doesn't even make sense. But yeah, beautiful cover.
So I'm going to use this as an excuse to show you some more artwork from one of my favorite current artists. In fact, she is going to be at Thought Bubble in 2 weeks' time. And I'm over the moon because I put about 25 of her covers.
Wow.
I'm going to get them all signed. Okay.
Her arm's going to fall off.
Yeah. I'll probably have to queue up 2 or 3 times. But
yeah.
It's Carla Cohen.
I knew you were going to say Carla Cohen. I know how much you like her. So.
Yeah. And you said, well, you're doing Halloween, you're doing horror. Well, I've got a couple of Carla Cohen horror type things. First one I know you've seen before, and I think you've got a copy of this. It's the Snow White zombie cover.
I still don't have that.
Do you not have that? That's great.
Yeah, so you did a contest
I
where
did,
you
yeah.
could win that one. I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah,
that's the one I want because it's the coolest cover.
yeah, yeah, I
I
did.
didn't pick it up. I don't have
And
it.
the person who won didn't choose it either, so I've still got two.
Yeah, I know.
So
Because you told people not to choose it.
I did, yeah, because I'm quite happy having two covers of that, and you can't buy it now. You can go on eBay, it's gone. There's none available.
Yeah, it's a really great cover.
Because it was a limited thing. It was a necroscope, and it was a limited edition.
Mhm.
And second up, another Carla Cohen. This is just a great vampire cover from Carla.
Mhm. And these are all Zenoscope, or what are they from?
One, I don't think this one is Zenoscope. This is I think this is a Bird City Comics exclusive.
Oh wow.
A Vampirella cover.
Oh nice. Okay, I didn't realize it was Vampirella. That's really cool.
You see, if you look, she's got vampire teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very nice.
Yeah. So I mean, you can always see Carla's signature on her work, but I want another one.
Yeah. You get. I mean, and actually, I see like a great placement that she could do. Like
Yeah, she can do it up here, can't she?
Yeah, I like when there's like a place where
there's
a
nice space for it to line up here.
Yeah.
Again, on this one, she can sign up. She can sign in this sort of area.
Yeah, that area. Very nice.
Yeah, so that's my first one. Is a couple of horror related Carla Cohen covers. I've got nearly a box full of Carla Cohen covers to take up to Harrogate.
Very nice. You're her biggest fan. You got to say that to her when you go see her. I'm your biggest fan.
I'm sure I'm not. I'm sure there's I think she's got a pretty big fan base.
Yeah. Do you know that reference? The I'm your biggest fan.
Oh,
Misery.
Misery, of course. Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stephen King. What's her name?
Stephen King.
Brilliant film. I love the film. What's the actress called who played?
Baker. Is it Baker? Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates. Yeah.
I was going through my B names. I'm gonna get there. So yeah, Kathy Bates. Okay, so the next
was it James Caan?
James Caan. Yep, he was the writer that was in it. Yeah. Okay, so the next one that I brought is another series, and I'm just going to show you a bunch of covers from the series. I'm almost done this series in terms of collecting it. There's 17 issues, and I have 16 out of the 17, so I'm just missing one. And it's Eerie. It's by Avon.
Oh right, yeah, nice.
This is a really great series. And we start off with, the classic skeleton, woman in the red dress again. And she's in like one of those kind of like, bubble things or cells, capsules, where she's just sort of being trapped. And then there's other women that are in sort of state of disrepair or decay. And, it's just a really classic cover. Quite a great book to get. This is just a classic cover. So yeah, this is Eerie number 1, and then we're gonna show Eerie number 8. This is actually my 3rd copy of this book, or 3rd or 4th. I actually think it's my 4th copy.
You sold them or what?
The other 3 copies got lost in the mail. I just kept on having to rebuy this book because it just kept on getting lost in the mail.
That's it. That's eerie.
Yeah, it is eerie. I don't know why. And it's one of my favorite covers because you got the woman in the red dress in bondage, but just to balance it out, you got a blue dressed woman in bondage too.
So we got red
double the bondage, and you got this weird creature popping out from the ground. Just and you got the guy always in the background. It's always the guy in the background.
Yeah. So this predates the Warren Eerie, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. So what happened was, after the golden age kind of ended, Avon lost the rights. They sort of gave up the rights. So Warren, they were like, oh, the rights are available for Eerie. So they published like a little ash can just to get the rights to the title. So yeah, so that's actually a pretty major point in history. That was back in 1964. But Yeah, so this is Eerie #2. This is one of those typical ones where she's being maybe brought to like some like maybe hell or something like that. It looks like kind of like River Styx kind of like place.
Yeah.
Where she's in chains and she's being brought down by this guy, this ghoulish kind of guy. So this is kind of a cool cover. Lots of skeletons, little gargoyle thing. And then we got Eerie #9. Now, pay attention
that woman
to the
in a
girl.
red dress by any chance?
Yes, another girl in the red dress. And it's funny, actually. There's a few covers where they recycle the exact same image of the girl. They actually recycle her. I don't know why, but they use the exact same image, and then they have like some different background, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the last from the series, and this is a bit of a headlight cover. Yeah, this is actually my favorite. So this is Eerie #17, and there's something. Yeah, it's somewhat distracting.
Yeah.
But classic ghoul with like a skeleton head, and she's it's like always the girl going, "Ooh," I don't know why, but it's like
she should be married to Bullet Man.
Yeah.
She gets 2 bullets for his one.
Yeah. But definitely a great cover. I like this cover a lot. So this is Eerie #17, the last of the series, and just a really great run of comics, actually.
Nice.
All
okay,
right.
So I'm going to show some not pre-code horror. I picked these up way back when I was collecting comics in the 70s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I shoved them in my attic, and I brought them out the other week, and I thought, these are $10 bin comics. They're not. These have now gone up in value. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
These are Atlas comics.
Okay.
Planet of the Vampires, #1.
I always think of Atlas as being dollar bin stuff too.
No, these are worth something. This is sort of like, believe it or not, this is now a 50, 60 quid comic.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. When I got them out, I thought, dollar bin comic. And I went on to go collect. What? Are we looking at the same comic? In dollar bins forever. Yeah.
That's really
Archie
cool.
Goodwin, he was one of the guys at Marvel, and then he left, and he was a bit acrimonious, and he went and set up Atlas to try and compete against.
I don't know it was like some famous artist that did it. I forgot which one.
I think it was Archie Goodwin, but anyway, it didn't work. But he produced it, and he tried to compete with Marvel anyway. So,
he produced a lot of titles under.
Yeah, they did.
There's like a lot of stuff.
Planet of the Vampires 2 and some quite nice horror sort of.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah, and my favorite.
I think I actually tried to buy that once. That cover. I mean, just because it was a cool cover.
Yeah,
it was on like something, and then I lost the last 5 seconds. It was like
cover 3 is actually even better in my view. This is Planet of the Vampires 3. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
What's happening to that woman in the background?
Well, I think she's got all sort of tubes attached to her, and they're extracting her blood.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And there's a couple of vampires attacking as well. They've slipped up because they've done the background in red, which means they couldn't put her in a red dress. They haven't learned from the pre-code horror.
Yeah, they got to learn. You got to put the girl in the red dress. Just basic.
So there you go. Planet of the Vampires, Atlas Comics, now worth.
Wow. And so, is that the full run? Is it just the 3 issues?
I don't know. They didn't. None of these went much beyond issue.
No, I know it didn't really survive very long. Yeah.
No.
But yeah, that's really cool. Very cool. Very cool. I always like when you show stuff that like I would buy. These are things that I would buy, and like
you would definitely go for cover 2 and cover 3 there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna show a classic horror cover. And this is one that's in the Destruction of the Innocent. It's like the sort of like pretty extreme cover. It's crime suspense stories.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, this is a famous one. This is the Hanged Man one.
Yeah. So this is kind of that classic horror cover in
Yeah.
respect that it's like, pretty extreme. Pretty
Yeah.
extreme. You know, like the thing that I like about it is that the guy's eyeballs are rolling back into his head. He got his neck, and you can literally see the bone of his neck kind of jarring out. Just a really great Johnny Craig cover. And even got the silhouette, the shadow in the background that kind of shows the full hanging. The hanging covers in the Golden Age are kind of like the most sought after books because it's like, that extreme situation. With pre-code horror, it's a lot about death. Death is kind of like played up. And this is pretty dead. He's pretty dead looking. He's even got his tongue hanging out. Like most people, when they pretend to be dead, and I loved, like as a kid, I always loved to pretend to be dead. I would always do like they, and I just sort of sit there like my family would poke at me and I'd be like, I'm dead. So yeah, I'd always do that kind of tongue thing. So definitely a great cover. So yeah, this is Crime Suspense Stories number 20.
Very nice.
And it's one of the few books where in the Seduction of the Innocent, if you open it up, they have like illustrations inside. And that's one of the illustrations because it's just, all you need to say. You don't even need to say anything about it. You just show that image and people will be like, yeah, probably not appropriate. So,
right, Alan, my next sort of set of horror comics is also going to be a quiz for you.
Okay. That should be interesting.
So one of my favorite series from last year, and I know you like this series as well, was Stray Dog.
Oh, I love Stray Dogs.
They did a whole series where they sort of did homage
covers, yeah.
Films. So I've got a number of Stray Dogs here, Alan. You have to tell me the name of the film.
I can probably guess them all.
I think you'll get them all. Right. So the first one is dead easy. If you don't get this one, then you deserve to be shot, but you will. So there we go.
Okay, so we got Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs, correct. Next up.
That's Dracula.
That is Dracula. That's the you'll get
modern Dracula.
Yeah, Gary
Keanu Reeves and all those ones. Yeah. And then we got 28 days late. 28 days actually.
Yeah.
And then there's 28 days later, which is another.
Yeah. Correct.
And then we got Pet Cemetery.
Correct. Oh, look at this. We've hit especially.
I'm a big horror. I'm a horror buff, so I know.
It's a bit trickier, I think. I didn't know this one. I had to look it up.
Okay, that is Annabelle.
Yeah. This one's easy.
Okay, that's Friday the 13th.
Yes.
And that is Midsummer.
Correct.
And then we got what's it called? Is it Witchcraft or The Craft or something like that?
Yeah, The Craft, I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, 100% there. How many of you did as well as Alan there? I don't think. I wouldn't have got Annabelle.
Yeah, so I watch a lot of horror movies. Yeah, so it's I'm kind of weird that way.
But I think this was a great little series. If you're into horror, but just collect the.
Oh yeah, I love homage covers anyways, and I think those were really great. That's actually a series right now to pick up. Like the prices on Stray Dogs has really dropped, which I don't get. I don't actually understand why, but you can pick those covers up for $10-15.
Well, pick them up then, because they'll go more than that. They'll go back to where they were.
Oh yeah. I think they'll be like that $30 to $50 range.
Yeah.
I think wasn't it optioned?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great series.
Yeah.
Great series. I really enjoyed it. Like, I don't often get a chance to read all my comics, but that was a series that I read and just was like, wow, this is so cool. because it has that Disney feel, and then also, well, it kind of extreme.
Yeah, if you've not read Stray Dogs, go out and either buy single comics or even get the trade paperback, because it's a fantastic read.
Definitely worth it. Definitely worth reading.
Yeah,
great one. That's really awesome. I actually want to get all those homages. I have like 2 or 3 of the set.
Yeah,
but there was just so many that they did. It was like,
yeah,
but definitely cool. Okay, so I think I'm on my last
one.
Is it my last one, or do I have one more to show as well?
No, I've done 3. Maybe you got 2 more, maybe
2 more. Okay, so I'm going to stick with Soti, and I'm going to show you. This is another artist that's kind of synonymous with the Spirit. His Spirit covers are kind of like the most famous and most expensive Golden Age Spirit covers, but he also was synonymous with pre-code horror, and it's Bernard Bailey.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And this is Weird Mysteries number 7, and it's just one of those classic skull covers, just with all these crazy skulls, and this kind of weird guy. Once you see Bernard Bailey's style, you can sort of spot it really, really quickly after a while. It's kind of always this kind of weird thing where it's like, I don't know, I'm not sure how to describe it, but yeah, he's really into these kind of nice little details. I just really enjoy his art. This is another one that was mentioned in Destruction of the Innocent. I forgot the reason for it to be in Destruction of the Innocent, but it is another Destruction of the Innocent book. Just a classic Golden Age cover and artist as well. So this is Weird Mysteries number 7.
Great stuff.
So yeah.
Okay, so my next one is I like my cartoony stuff, and when I showed something on your channel that I thought was sort of got a bit of humor around Halloween and made it a bit, because if you do it for kids, you don't want it to be too scary.
Yeah.
So I picked this up last year, actually after we'd done our 7 weeks of Halloween. I used to pick this up, and I thought, I'm going to keep this till next year and show it next year at Halloween.
Okay, see, you think ahead. Oh, nice.
Spine-tingling spooktacular. And it's a sort of combination, it's a sort of collection of all the Treehouse of Horror stuff.
Nice.
I just, and it's it's just done with, look at this. But since
the Treehouse of Horror books are insanely expensive.
They're really good. Yeah.
They're really like hard to find and stuff. Like there's like major collectors for it. I mean, some of the covers and some of the like just the art for it was just amazing.
Yeah.
They had Bernie Wrightston working on it. They had a whole bunch of really great, talented artists working on it.
They did. And one of the other things that they did, I was speaking to a guy, one of Kyle, Kyle, Silver Knight Kyle's mates, Hilary Barter, I think his name is. He said that in the original Simpsons comics, wouldn't let them change the style. So if they had a guest artist, you couldn't really tell they'd had a guest artist because they forced them to use the same style.
Yeah.
But they didn't. In Treehouse of Horror, they let them vary a bit, and also in SpongeBob, they let them use their own style. So if you look at SpongeBob, the artist
it changes the throat. Yeah.
And I think they gave them a bit more freedom in Treehouse. Here we got the Mummy. We've got them all here. We've got that's just great fun. And the other thing, of course, I like about getting them like this is you can read them without worrying.
Yeah. But it's still a great cover. I mean, that's really fun.
Yeah, you got Homer as a donut.
Yeah. Because that was one of the episodes that ironic, punishment. Like he made a deal with the devil for, he sold his soul for a donut. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
As he would, yeah.
Yeah. So,
And I was reading it a bit earlier, and there was a page which said it was about kids worrying about their nightmares coming true. Oh, here it is. Yeah, Bart and Lisa's Guide to Childhood Fears. Yeah,
no.
and one of them sort of got a picture of Homer in his underpants here.
That's
and one of them, and then the two kids are going ah, and the fear is, what if he really is your dad?
I always like The Simpsons. They're really, really great series. But yeah, my favorite episodes are the Treehouse of Horror episodes of The Simpsons. Really great stuff. Okay, so I'm going to show my last. Is this? Yeah. Actually, I'm going to show two books since.
Yeah, that's fine.
This is my last one.
Yeah.
So my last round. I'm going to show Journey into Fear. And this is just like another classic Soti horror book. Got the woman in the red dress. I have to show lots of women in red dresses for some reason. And she's just sort of lying there. Usually they're blonde too. That's another thing. And you got like the sort of like skull guy, I don't know, like ghoulish guy, and like a vampire like guy.
Yeah.
All standing over her. And you got the skull up here in the corner. So just like a lot of little classic elements. Corpse and Makeup, like these are some of the titles inside. Corpse and Makeup, Revenge, So Evil, Her Lips Dripped in Blood, Return of the Ghoul. Some classic stories,
Good.
So a lot of, just some fun stuff. So that's Journey into Fear number 15. And another one, I just love showing this book. So I just brought this book just because if I have an excuse to show it, I'm going to show it. And this is a good excuse. So this is Halloween. This is a total different title. This is Phantom Witch Doctor. And it was a one shot, really. It's number 1, but it's a one shot.
Yeah.
But it's just this kind of very beautiful girl in lingerie kind of on the panel. And you got this kind of Phantom Witch Doctor in the background.
That's very nice.
Yeah, just a classic cover. I forget, the artist is Kinsler. And if you look up that artist, I didn't know before getting this book. I never had heard of the artist before, but his stuff is pretty amazing. He's done some really great artwork, and I recommend checking him out. If you can find his covers, they're quite good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
great.
So that's and that's my last one to show.
Okay, so you know me, I can't end a show without doing any Allan Class. So
okay, cool.
Allan Class does a whole range of reprints, and including reprints of horror ones. This one is really interesting. I picked it up recently, and it's in really nice condition. It's Uncanny Tales, and it's got these eyes on it. Yeah, and there's no escape from Ranga's eyes. However, you will not see a number on there. Okay, there's no number on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, usually with Allan Class, although there's no date, usually you do get a number. Yeah? Okay. So this was quite interesting. So I sort of took a scan of this, and I went onto the Allan Class group and said, "Hey guys, what the hell's this?" Because he did do some without numbers, but they generally had an S on them, which meant they were summer specials for the sort of summer holidays.
Okay.
But this hasn't got an S on it either. So this is a pretty rare Allan Class book, and amongst by talking to the community, we came to a consensus that this was actually a pre-issue prior to number 1 of Uncanny Tales. So this is like Uncanny Tales 0.
Wow, nice.
Yeah.
And it doesn't say anything on the inside?
No, it doesn't give you any clues at all. So the general consensus amongst the Allan Class aficionados is this is Uncanny Tales 0. So it actually predates number 1. And it's great condition. So
that'd be like early 60s, right? Like
really early, 60.
Yeah, 63, 64.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
cool.
and quite a nice cover with those sort of spooky eyes coming at you.
Yeah, no, very nice.
So there we go. That's my lot. So
nice.
That's the end of the show. It's probably getting, well, it's not getting towards midnight because we put out our show in the afternoon in the UK.
Yeah,
probably a bit later in Canada.
But earlier in Canada.
Oh, it's earlier in Canada, so it's even further away from the witching hour. So, yeah. So we hope we haven't spooked you too much, but you can think about some of those women in red dresses being attacked by ghouls and ghosties and vampires as the witching hour approaches.
And just for your viewers to know, I'm going to be maybe doing a Halloween special tonight. So if you're still awake, a live show, if you're awake and want to check it out, I'll be doing that as well. So that's something a little bit bonus.
Sometimes I wake up early in the morning and I put my phone on and Alan is just finishing a live broadcast.
Where I babbled for like a few hours about random stuff.
I mean, I woke up one morning last week and I think you were doing a live show with somebody else and you were talking about what your favorite candy bars were. And I thought they've got to the bottom of the barrel of their subject.
Yeah. I was talking about Big Turk. I was explaining Big Turk to people. Yeah.
Anyway, that's the end of the show. Join us next week. That's your lot.